YouTube channel. So glad you joined us today. My name is Karen and this is my husband Trevor.
All right.
And today we're going to be talking about search engine optimization for small business. Flipping title there. But first we're going to start with our quote from Neil Patel. And he says, SEO is not dead.
No.
And he's an industry expert, so we actually believe him.
Yeah.
And he's right, it's true. SEO leads have a 14.6% close rate, while outbound leads have a 1.7% close rate. Big difference, and that's coming from search engine land.
Massive, massive difference. So it's very, very important that you get a hold of search engine optimization for your website. Very important. Most companies have no idea what search engine optimization is. The ones that have a little bit of education are, dangerous or misinformed, and that's why we're here. That's why we want to help so many small businesses, so that they are able to be found in the search engines on page 1. So that's what we're going to talk about today, and let's get rolling.
Yeah, a lot of people are confused by this topic, so this is a great one to break down because, and if you find this valuable, please share it to other businesses that you know, because this is actually not that hard of a topic, but some people just get a little confused by the name.
Yeah.
So what do most people think SEO is?
They think it's much like the Wizard of Oz, where there's some guy behind the curtain and he's pulling the levers and switching dials and putting some voodoo magic out there and trying to make your website appear on page 1. Going back and loading up your web page with keywords and things like that. They're really misconstrued on what SEO is, and because they don't understand it, they shy away from it, or they get involved in doing things that are detrimental to search engine optimization for their site.
What do most businesses that you come across do for SEO?
Most either do one of two things. They do absolutely nothing for SEO, so they put up a website and they don't touch it for decades. I've come across many, many websites that have not been touched since like 2012, 2009, and it's pretty scary. Then the other side of that is people who know they should do something with SEO, and then they pay a company from a foreign country to work on their SEO, and they really don't know what's happening with it. All they know is that there's checks going out and a report coming in, and not really seeing any change in their search engine optimization showing up on page 1 of Google. So that's what most companies do.
What is something companies can do to improve their SEO?
Something they can do is, if you haven't updated your site recently, now's a good time to start. You should definitely work on changing your website, updating it so that it is mobile responsive, so it works and has a seamless look and feel across all the different devices. And if that is going to take a little bit too long, then what you need to be doing is creating more content for your website. That's the biggest thing.
How important are keywords to SEO?
Keywords are important, especially for local businesses. If you want to win nationally, that's a whole other animal, but winning locally, using the right keywords or key search terms that people would be looking for your business are very important to go for. Yeah.
How do you know what keywords to choose?
Well, we use a couple of different tools. We use the Google Keyword Planner. That really helps us to see what search terms are being searched for. It also gives us ideas on what a good search term might be. The other tool that we use is from Moz, M-O-Z, and it gives us we can put in our competitors' websites and see what they're ranking for, and really balancing those two out, it can give us a good idea of what key search term we should go for to win, to be on page 1 of Google. So it goes by relevancy, goes by how many people have searched it, and how hard or easy it is to win that particular search term.
The competitiveness.
Yeah.
So how long does it take to get to page 1 of Google? It's the big question.
Well, that is kind of a loaded question because it really depends on how competitive your industry is, right? So you can do it. Anybody who comes to you and says that they can get you to the page 1 of Google in a couple of days or even 30 days is not being truthful with you, not being honest. And you hear it all the time, we'll get you to page 1 of Google within 30 days and yada yada, money back. And sure, they might for a time, but they're usually using black hat SEO tactics, which are very much frowned upon by Google and the other search engines out there, and you should really stay away from that. So you can get there, but it does take a little bit of time. I would say an appropriate amount of time would be 90 days would be a more appropriate amount of time, and that's if you are consistently creating good content. If you're not, it's just going to take longer.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So what do you tell businesses about hiring an outside agency for SEO?
Just be careful. It's buyer beware. Look at, talk to some of the companies that they've done work for, or do searches on companies that they've worked for in relevant search terms. And if they're showing up on page 1 of Google and they've been there consistently, then you can trust them. But always buyer beware. Make sure that if you're putting $1,500 or $2,000 or more per month for SEO, make sure that they're doing the right thing. Ask them about the articles. If you're writing blog articles for me, how are they being written? How are they being curated? Because a lot of times they are copied from other sources and they're not properly cited, and that can also get you into trouble with the search engine. So just beware.
Okay. What would be a way to guarantee you stay on page 1 of Google?
Well, getting to page 1 is the first hurdle. Number 2, guaranteed staying on there is having twice as much content as your next nearest competitor. So it's really that simple. As long as you've got twice as much content, you're going to remain there, and always be creating content. Never stop making content and updating your website on a weekly basis. Mm-hmm. That's the way to guarantee staying on page 1. And then also keeping an eye out for any changes that are happening with Google, right? So making sure your website loads fast. Don't put tons of pictures and videos that take tons of time to load those in. Those types of things are very important to keep in mind. Yeah.
Lots of things to think about. When can a company stop doing SEO for their site?
Never. You can never ever stop doing SEO. You always have to be doing it, always have to be on top of that, and having somebody at least creating content, whether they're writing valuable blogs or you're creating video content and transcribing that for your site.
Great. Well, thanks so much for sharing about SEO. I'm sure that helped break down the topic a little bit more. Like the video if you liked it, and leave us a comment, maybe ask more questions about SEO that maybe we didn't answer, and we'll get back to you on that. Also, subscribe to our channel to stay up to date with all the marketing tips we have for you. There's so many more. And have a great day. Bye. Thanks.